Sunday, May 22nd, 2011. I wake with a start and a pervading sense of guilt as I've committed a terrible sin. Is it because I fucked Anastasia Steele? Virgin? She's snuggled up fast asleep beside me. I check the radio alarm. It's after 3 in the morning. Anna sleeps the sound sleep of an innocent. Well, not so innocent now. My body stirs as I watch her. I could wake her. Fuck her again. There are definitely some advantages to have her sleeping in my bed. Gray, stop this nonsense. Fucking her was a mere means to an end, and a pleasant diversion. Yes, very pleasant. More like incredible. It was just sex, for fuck's sake. I close my eyes in what will probably be a futile attempt to sleep. But the room is too full of Anna, her scent, the sound of her soft breathing, and the memory of my first vanilla fuck. Visions of her head thrown back in passion, of her crying out a barely recognizable version of my name, and her unbridled enthusiasm for sexual congress overwhelm me. Miss Steele is a carnal creature. She will be a joy to train. My cock twitches in agreement. Shit. I can't sleep. Though tonight it's not nightmares that keep me awake, it's little Miss Steele. Climbing out of bed, I collect the used condoms from the floor, knot them, and dispose of them in the waste paper basket. From the chest of drawers, I pull out a pair of PJ pants and drag them on. With a lingering look at the enticing woman in my bed, I venture into the kitchen. I'm thirsty. Once I've had a glass of water, I do what I always do when I can't sleep. I check my email in my study. Taylor has returned and is asking if he can stand Charlie Tango down. Stefan must be asleep upstairs. I email him back with a yes, though at this time of night it's a given. Back in the living room, I sit down at my piano. This is my solace, where I can lose myself for hours. I've been able to play well since I was 9, but it wasn't until I had my own piano in my own place that it became a real passion. When I want to forget everything, this is what I do. And right now, I don't want to think about having propositioned a virgin, fucked her, or revealed my lifestyle to someone with no experience. With my hands on the keys, I began to play and lose myself in the solitude of Bach. Of movement distracts me from the music. When I look up, Anna's standing by the piano, wrapped in a comforter, her hair wild and curling down her back, her eyes luminous. She looks stunning. "Sorry," she says. "I didn't mean to disturb you." Why is she apologizing? Surely I should be saying that to you. I play the last notes and stand. "You should be in bed," I chide. "That was a beautiful piece. Bach?" Transcription by Bach, but it's originally an oboe concerto by Alessandro Marcello. It was exquisite, but very sad, such a melancholy melody. Melancholy? It wouldn't be the first time someone has used that word to describe me. "May I speak freely, sir?" Layla is kneeling beside me while I work. You may. Sir, you are most melancholy today. Am I? Yes, sir. Is there something you would like me to do? I shake off the memory. Anna should be in bed. I tell her so again. I woke and you weren't there. I find it difficult to sleep and I'm not used to sleeping with someone. Anyone, really. I've told her this. And why am I justifying myself? I wrap my arms around her naked shoulders, enjoying the feel of her skin, and guide her back to the bedroom. How long have you been playing? You play beautifully. Since I was 6. I'm abrupt. Oh, she says. I think she's taken the hint. I don't want to talk about my childhood. How are you feeling? I ask as I switch on the bedside light. I'm good. There's blood on my sheets. Her blood. Evidence of her now absent virginity. Her eyes dart from the stains to me, and she looks away embarrassed. Well, that's going to give Mrs. Jones something to think about. She looks mortified. It's just your body, sweetheart. I grasp her chin, tip her head back so I can see her expression. I'm about to give her a short lecture on how not to be ashamed of her body when she reaches out to touch my chest. Fuck. I step out of her reach as the darkness surfaces. No, don't touch me. Get into bed, I order, rather more sharply than I intended, but I hope she doesn't detect my fear. Her eyes widen with confusion and maybe hurt. Damn. I'll come lie down with you, I add, as a peace offering. From the chest of drawers, I pull out a t-shirt and quickly slip it on. For protection. She's standing, staring at me. Bed, I command more forcefully. She scrambles into bed and lies down, and I climb in behind her, folding her arms in my arms. I bury my face in her hair and inhale her sweet scent, autumn and apple trees. Facing away, she can't touch me, and while I lie there, I resolve to spoon with her until she's asleep. Then I'll get up and do some work. Sleep, sweet Anastasia. I kiss her hair and close my eyes. Her scent fills my nostrils, reminding me of a happy time and leaving me replete, content even. Mommy is happy today. She is singing about what love has to do with, and cooking, and singing. My tummy gurgles. She is cooking bacon and waffles. They smell good. My tummy likes bacon and waffles. They smell so good. Opening my eyes, light is flooding through the windows, and there is a mouth-watering aroma coming from the kitchen. Bacon. Momentarily, I'm confused. Is Gail back from her sisters? Then I remember. Anna. I look at the clock. It tells me it's late. I bounce out of bed and follow my nose to the kitchen. There's Anna. She's wearing my shirt. Her hair is in braids, dancing around some music. Only I can't hear it. She's wearing earbuds. Unobserved, I take a seat at the kitchen counter and watch the show. She's whisking eggs, making breakfast, her braids bouncing as she giggles from foot to foot, and I realize she's not wearing underwear. Good girl. She has to be one of the most uncoordinated females I've ever seen. It's amusing, charming, and strangely arousing at the same time. I think of all the ways I can improve her coordination. When she turns and spots me, she freezes. Good morning, Miss Steele. You're very energetic this morning. She looks even younger in her braids. I slept well, she stammers. I can't imagine why, I quip, admitting to myself that I did too. It's after 9. When did I last sleep past 6:30? Yesterday, after I'd slept with her. Are you hungry? She asks. Very. And I'm not sure if it's for breakfast or for her. Pancakes, bacon, and eggs, she says. Sounds great. I don't know where you keep your placemats, she says, seeming at a loss, and I think she's embarrassed because I caught her dancing. Taking pity on her, I offer a set of places for breakfast and add, would you like me to put on some music so you can continue your uh, dancing? Her cheeks pink, and she looks down at the floor. Damn, I've upset her. Please, don't stop on my account. It's very entertaining. With a pout, she turns her back on me and continues to whisk the egg with gusto. I wonder if she has any ideas how disrespectful this is to someone like me. But of course she doesn't, and for some unfathomable reason, it makes me smile. Sidling up to her, I gently tug one of her braids. I love these. They won't protect you. Not from me. Not now that I've had you. How would you like your eggs? Her tone is unexpectedly haughty, and I want to laugh out loud, but I resist. Thoroughly whisked and beaten, I reply, trying and failing to sound deadpan. She attempts to hide her amusement too, and continues her task. Her smile is bewitching. Hastily, I set up the placemats, wondering when I did this for someone. Never. Normally, over the weekend, my submissive would take care of all domestic tasks. Not today, Gray. Because she's not your submissive. Yet. I pour us both orange juice and put the coffee on. She doesn't drink coffee, only tea. Would you like some tea? Yes, please, if you have some. In the cupboard, I find the Twinings tea bags I'd asked Gail to buy. Well, well, who would have thought I'd ever get to use them? She frowns when she sees them. Bit of a foregone conclusion, wasn't I? Are you? I'm not sure we've concluded anything yet, Miss Steele, I answer with a stern look. And don't talk about yourself like that. I add her self-deprecation to the list of behaviors that will need modifying. She avoids my gaze, busy with serving up breakfast. 2 plates are placed on the placemats. Then she fetches the maple syrup out of the fridge. When she looks up at me, I'm waiting for her to sit down. Miss Steele, I indicate where she should sit. Mr. Gray, she replies with contrived formality, and winces as she sits. Just how sore are you? I'm surprised by an uneasy sense of guilt. I want to fuck her again, preferably after breakfast, but if she's too sore, that will be out of the question. Perhaps I could use her mouth this time. The color in her face rises. Well, to be truthful, I have nothing to compare this to, she says tartly. Did you wish to offer your commiserations? Her sarcastic tone takes me by surprise. If she were mine, it would earn her a spanking at least, maybe over the kitchen counter. No. I wondered if we should continue your basic training. Oh, she startles. Yes, Anna, we can have sex during the day too. And I'd like to fill that smart mouth of yours. I take a bite of my breakfast and close my eyes in appreciation. It tastes mighty fine. When I swallow, she's still staring at me. Eat, Anastasia, I order. This is delicious, incidentally. She can cook, and well. Anna takes one bite of her food and then pushes her breakfast around her plate. I ask her to stop biting her lip. It's very distracting, and I happen to know you're not wearing anything under my shirt. She fidgets with her tea bag and the teapot, ignoring my irritation. What sort of basic training did you have in mind? She asks. She's ever curious. Let's see how far she'll go. Well, as you're sore, I thought we could stick to your oral skills. She splutters into her teacup. Hell, I don't want to choke the girl. Gently, I pat her on the back and hand her a glass of orange juice. That's if you want to stay. I shouldn't push my luck. I'd like to stay for today, if that's okay. I have to work tomorrow. What time do you have to be at work tomorrow? 9. I'll get you to work by 9 tomorrow. What? I want her to stay? It's a surprise to me. Yes, I want her to stay. I'll need to go home tonight. I need clean clothes. We can get you some here. She flips her hair and gnaws nervously at her lip. Again. What is it? I ask. I need to be home this evening. Boy, she's stubborn. I don't want her to go, but at this stage, with no agreement, I can't insist that she stay. Okay. This evening. Now, eat your breakfast. She examines her food. Eat, Anastasia. You didn't eat last night. I'm not really hungry, she says. Well, this is frustrating. I would really like you to finish your breakfast. My voice is low. What is it with you and food? She snaps. Oh, baby, you really don't want to know. I told you. I have issues with wasted food. Eat. I glare at her. Don't push me on this, Anna. She gives me a mulish look and starts to eat. As I watch her place a forkful of eggs in her mouth, I relax. She's quite challenging in her own way, and it's unique. I've never dealt with this. Yes, that's it. She's a novelty. That's the fascination. Isn't it? When she finishes her food, I take her plate. You cooked, I'll clear. That's very democratic, she says, arching an eyebrow. Yes, not my usual style. After I've done this, we'll take a bath. And I can test her oral skills. I take a swift breath to control my instant arousal at the thought. Hell. Her phone rings, and she wanders to the end of the room, deep in conversation. I pause by the sink and watch her. As she stands against the glass wall, the morning light silhouettes her body in my white shirt. My mouth dries. She's slim, with long legs, perfect breasts, and a perfect ass. Still on her call, she turns toward me, and I pretend my attention is elsewhere. For some reason, I don't want her to catch me ogling. Who is it on the phone? I can hear Kavanaugh's name mentioned, and I tense. What is she saying? Our eyes lock. What are you saying, Anna? She turns away, and a moment later hangs up, then walks back toward me, her hips swaying in a soft, seductive rhythm beneath my shirt. Should I tell her what I can see? The NDA, does it cover everything? She asks, halting me in my tracks as I shut the pantry cupboard. Why? Where is she going with this? What has she said to Kavanaugh? She takes a deep breath. Well, I have a few questions, about sex, and I'd like to ask Kate. You can ask me. Christian, with all due respect. She stops. She's embarrassed. It's about mechanics. I won't mention the Red Room of Pain, she says in a rush. Red Room of Pain? What the hell? It's mostly about pleasure, Anastasia, believe me. Besides, your roommate is making the beast with two backs with my brother. I'd really rather you didn't. I don't want Elliot to know anything about my sex life. He'd never let me live it down. Does your family know about your, predilection? No, it's none of their business. She's burning to ask something. What do you want to know? I ask, standing in front of her, scrutinizing her face. What is it, Anna? Nothing specific at the moment, she whispers. Well, we can start with, how was last night for you? My breathing shallows as I wait for her to answer. Our whole deal could hang on her response. Good, she says, and gives me a soft, sexy smile. It's what I want to hear. For me, too. I've never had vanilla sex before. There's a lot to be said for it, but then, maybe it's because it's with you. Her surprise and pleasure at my words are obvious. I brush her plump lower lip with my thumb. I'm itching to touch her. Again. Come, let's have a bath. I kiss her and take her into my bathroom. Stay there, I order, turning the faucet, then adding some scented oil to the steaming water. The tub fills quickly as she watches me. Normally, I would expect any woman I was about to bathe with to have her eyes cast down in modesty. But not Anna. She doesn't drop her gaze, and her eyes glow with anticipation and curiosity. But she has her arms wrapped around herself. She's shy. It's arousing. And to think that she's never bathed with a man. I can claim another first. When the bath is full, I peel off my t-shirt and hold out my hand. Miss Steele? She accepts my invitation and steps into the bath. Turn around. Face me, I instruct. I know that lip is delicious. I can attest to that, but you will stop biting it. Your chewing it makes me want to fuck you, and you're sore, okay? She inhales sharply, releasing her lip. Yeah, get the picture? Still standing, she gives me an emphatic nod. Good. She's still wearing my shirt, and I take the iPad from her breast pocket and place it on the sink. Water and iPods, not a clever combination. I grab the hem and pull it off of her. Immediately, she hangs her head when I step back to admire her. Hey. My voice is gentle and encourages her to peek up at me. Anastasia, you're a very beautiful woman, the whole package. Don't hang your head like you're ashamed. You have nothing to be ashamed of, and it's a real joy to stand here and look at you. Holding her chin, I tip her head back. Don't hide from me, baby. You can sit down now. She sits down with indecent haste and winces as her sore body hits the water. Okay. She screws her eyes shut as she lies back, and when she opens them, she's more relaxed. Why don't you join me? She asks with a coy smile. I think I will. Move forward. Stripping, I climb in behind her, pull her to my chest, and place my legs around her, my feet over her ankles, and then I pull her legs apart. She wriggles against me, but I ignore her motion and bury my nose deep in her hair. You smell so good, Anastasia, I whisper. She settles, and I grab the body wash from the shelf beside us. Squeezing some into my hand, I work the soap into a lather and start massaging her neck and shoulders. She moans as her head lolls to one side under my tender ministration. You like that? I ask. She hums in contentment. I wash her arms and her underarms, and then reach my first goal, her breasts. Lord, the feel of her. She has perfect breasts. I need and tease them. She groans and flexes her hips, and her breathing accelerates. She's aroused. My body responds in kind, growing beneath her. My hands skim over her torso and her belly toward my second goal. Before I reach her pubic hair, I stop and grab a washcloth. Squirting some soap onto the cloth, I begin the slow process of washing between her legs. Gentle, slow, but sure rubbing, washing, cleaning, stimulating. She starts to pant, and her hips move in synchronization with my hand. Her head resting against my shoulder, her eyes closed, her mouth open in a silent moan as she surrenders to my relentless fingers. Feel it, baby? I run my teeth along her earlobe. Feel it for me? Oh, please, she whines, and she tries to straighten her legs, but I have pinned them under mine. Enough. Now that she's all worked up into a lather, I'm ready to proceed. I think you're clean enough now, I announce and take my hands off of her. Why are you stopping? She protests, her eyes fluttering open, revealing frustration and disappointment. Because I have other plans for you, Anastasia. She's panting, and if I'm not mistaken, pouting. Good. Turn around. I need washing too. She does. Her face rosy, her eyes bright, pupils large. Lifting my hips, I grab my cock. I want you to become well acquainted on first name terms, if you will, with my favorite and most cherished part of my body. I'm very attached to this. Her mouth drops open as she looks from my penis to my face and back again. I can't help my wicked grin. Her face is a picture of maidenly outrage, but as she stares, her expression changes. First thoughtful, then assessing, and when her eyes meet mine, the challenge in them is clear. Oh, bring it on, Miss Steele. Her smile is one of delight as she reaches for the body wash. Taking her sweet time, she drizzles some of the soap into her palm, and without taking her eyes off mine, she rubs her hands together. Her lips part and she bites her bottom lip, running her tongue across the little indentations left by her teeth. Anna Steele, seductress. My cock responds in anticipation and appreciation, hardening further. Reaching forward, she grabs me, her hand fisting around me. My breath hisses, clenched through clenched teeth, and I close my eyes, savoring the moment. Here, I don't mind being touched. No, I don't mind at all. Placing my hand over hers, I show her what to do. Like this. My voice is hoarse as I guide her. She tightens her hold around me, and her hand moves up and down beneath mine. Oh, yes. That's right, baby. I release her and let her continue, closing my eyes and surrendering to the rhythm she set. Oh, God. What is it about her inexperience that's so arousing? Is it that I'm enjoying all her firsts? Suddenly she draws me into her mouth, sucking hard, her tongue torturing me. Fuck. Whoa, Anna. She sucks harder, her eyes alight with feminine cunning. This is her revenge, her tit for tat. She looks stunning. Christ, I growl, and I close my eyes so I don't come immediately. She continues her sweet torture, and as her confidence grows, I flex my hips, pushing myself farther into her mouth. How far can I go, baby? Watching her is stimulating, so stimulating. I grab her hair and start to work her mouth as she supports herself with her hands on my thighs. Oh, baby, that feels good. She confines her teeth behind her lips and pulls me into her mouth once more. Ah! I groan. I wonder how deep she'll allow me. Her mouth torments me, her shielded teeth squeeze hard, and I want more. Jesus, how far can you go? Her eyes meet mine, and she frowns. Then, with a look of determination, she slides down on me until I hit the back of her throat. Fuck! Anastasia, I'm going to come in your mouth, I warn her, breathless. If you don't want me to, stop now. I thrust into her again and again, watching my cock disappear and reappear from her mouth. It's beyond erotic. I'm so close. Suddenly she bares her teeth, squeezing gently, and I'm undone, ejaculating into the back of her throat, crying out my pleasure. Fuck. My breathing is labored. She's completely disarmed me. Again. When I open my eyes, she's glowing with pride. As she should be. That was one hell of a blowjob. Don't you have a gag reflex? I marvel at her as I catch my breath. Christ, Anna. That was good. Really good. Unexpected, though. You know you never cease to amaze me. Praise for a job well done. Wait, that was so good. Perhaps she has some experience after all. Have you done that before? I ask, and I'm not sure I want to know. No, she says with obvious pride. Good. I hope my relief is not too obvious. Yet, another first, Miss Steele. Well, you get an A in oral skills. Come, let's go to bed. I owe you an orgasm.